Have you ever felt like there's a deeper truth hiding behind the words spiritual awakening? Is something essential, powerful, and unsettling being left out? Most people talk about light, love, and transcendence, but the reality of awakening is far more complex, far more intense, and far more transformative than anyone usually admits. Today, we are going to explore the dark truths of spiritual awakening, the parts they don't tell you, the shadows that lie hidden behind the light, the moments of confusion, fear, and disorientation that are actually part of the journey. By the end, you might see spiritual awakening not just as an ideal or a promise, but as a radical process that reshapes who you are at your very core. The first truth is this: awakening often begins with suffering. It's rarely gentle. Something in your life breaks, fails, or falls apart, and suddenly you're confronted with questions you can't ignore. Maybe it's a relationship that ends, a loss that shatters your sense of security, or a moment of deep personal failure. These moments force you to look inside, whether you like it or not. You may find yourself asking, who am I without the things I've built my identity around? What do I truly value? Why does the world feel so heavy, so unfair, so confusing? The suffering isn't a punishment. It's an invitation to wake up. The pain cracks open your old perceptions, giving space for a new awareness to emerge. The second truth: spiritual awakening can be profoundly lonely. As you see the world differently, the people around you may no longer feel familiar. Conversations that once felt normal now seem shallow or disconnected. Friends and even family might resist or misunderstand the changes happening inside you. You may feel isolated, like you're walking a path few others understand. But this solitude is not meaningless. It teaches you to rely on your inner guidance, to find clarity within yourself, and to understand that your journey is unique. It's in this space of quiet and reflection that true insight begins to take root. Third, awakening reveals the shadow within yourself. Everyone wants to talk about love, compassion, and inner peace, but awakening also uncovers the parts of us we often hide: fear, anger, jealousy, and ego. These shadows don't vanish when you become spiritual. Instead, they become illuminated, exposed to your awareness, demanding that you face them. You may notice moments of harsh judgment toward others, impatience, or hidden resentment. Awakening is not about becoming perfect. It's about seeing clearly, even when what you see is uncomfortable. This confrontation with the shadow is what allows real transformation to occur. Avoiding it only prolongs confusion and inner conflict. Another dark truth: awakening can feel chaotic. Your mind, body, and emotions may all shift unpredictably. What once brought comfort may no longer satisfy you. Routines feel meaningless. Relationships change. Your desires, priorities, and perspectives can fluctuate in ways that feel disorienting. You may question your beliefs, your purpose, and even your identity. This chaos is not a sign of failure. It is part of the evolutionary process of consciousness. It is the universe's way of shaking the foundations of who you thought you were, so that you can rebuild a more authentic, conscious self. The next truth: awakening often challenges your understanding of control. You may notice that life becomes less predictable, less manageable in the ways you are used to. People may behave irrationally, events may spiral, and outcomes are never guaranteed. This forces you to surrender, not in a passive way, but in a deeply engaged and conscious way. Surrender is not giving up. It is the recognition that some forces are beyond your ego, and your energy is better spent aligning with truth than resisting what is. Those who embrace this surrender find themselves more resilient, more grounded, and more attuned to the flow of life. Fifth, spiritual awakening can be exhausting. It demands energy, focus, and courage. Self-reflection, meditation, shadow work, and the deep questioning of one's beliefs are not easy. You may feel drained emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically. Many people quit at this stage, retreating into old habits or distractions. But those who persist discover something extraordinary, a strength and clarity that only comes from facing the inner darkness and refusing to look away. It is this persistence that separates temporary insight from lasting transformation. Another challenging truth: awakening changes your relationships. As your perspective shifts, you may outgrow people, situations, or patterns that once felt comfortable. Some relationships may deepen, others may end. This is not a punishment or a failure. It is a natural reflection of your evolving consciousness. People who cannot match your growth will naturally drift away, and this can feel painful. Yet it makes room for connections that resonate with your deeper truth. The awakening process teaches that quality and authenticity matter far more than quantity or convenience. The eighth truth is often overlooked. Awakening is deeply nonlinear. It does not happen in a straight line of progress. You will experience highs and lows, moments of clarity and confusion, expansion and contraction. You may feel enlightened one day and lost the next. This is not regression, it is the rhythm of growth. Awareness expands in layers, like peeling an onion, and each layer may bring discomfort, revelation, or both. Patience, self-compassion, and acceptance of this nonlinear process are crucial for sustaining the journey. Next, spiritual awakening can amplify your sensitivity. You may become more attuned to energies, emotions, and subtleties in the world. What once went unnoticed now stands out vividly, both beauty and pain. You might feel overwhelmed by the intensity of life, especially in crowded or chaotic environments. This sensitivity is a gift, though it requires practice, grounding, and discernment. Learning how to navigate heightened awareness is one of the subtle skills of advanced spiritual growth. Another truth: awakening exposes illusions. Many of the stories you've told yourself about success, happiness, love, and control are challenged or revealed as incomplete. You may experience a period of disillusionment, where old goals and aspirations no longer satisfy. This can feel destabilizing, even frightening. Yet it is precisely in this clearing of illusions that genuine insight arises. What remains after the illusions fall away is the essence of who you are, the unfiltered, authentic self. The 11th truth: awakening often uncovers responsibility. You begin to see that your choices, thoughts, and actions carry more weight than you previously realized. You cannot blame the world or other people for your unhappiness. You see the ways you contribute to your own suffering or stagnation, and you are confronted with the necessity of self-mastery. This responsibility is empowering, but also daunting. It is a reminder that awakening is not about escaping reality, but fully inhabiting it with awareness, courage, and integrity. The 12th truth: awakening sometimes isolates you from old habits, comforts, and even identities. Things that once defined you may no longer feel authentic. Social roles, professional labels, or cultural expectations may lose their meaning. You may feel unanchored, as if you are walking in a liminal space between the old self and the emerging self. This liminality can feel frightening, but it is also fertile ground for rebirth. The discomfort signals that transformation is occurring and that a deeper, more conscious identity is being formed. Another hidden truth: awakening magnifies contradictions. You may find yourself holding conflicting feelings, desires, or insights simultaneously. The mind craves certainty, but awakening thrives in ambiguity. Learning to live with paradox, to embrace complexity without forcing resolution, is one of the hallmarks of advanced spiritual consciousness. Those who resist paradox often stagnate. Those who accept it grow in depth, wisdom, and resilience. Finally, one of the most profound truths: awakening is a journey without a fixed destination. Enlightenment is not a final point to reach, but a continuous unfolding. You will never be done learning, evolving, or experiencing. The light and dark, the joy and pain, the clarity and confusion, all cycle and interweave endlessly. The journey itself becomes the reward. Every moment of awareness, every act of courage, and every confrontation with your own shadow is part of a living, breathing path that reshapes the essence of who you are. Now that we've explored the hidden challenges of spiritual awakening, let's delve into what it truly demands. Not just struggles, but profound transformation. Awakening reshapes your inner world completely. You become hyper-aware of patterns in yourself and others. Old habits, automatic reactions, and fears become visible. This awareness is not punishment, it's the doorway to choice. Each moment becomes an opportunity to respond consciously rather than react habitually. With this awareness, you begin to notice subtleties in energy, tone, and intention, both in yourself and those around you, allowing deeper understanding and connection. Awakening magnifies responsibility. You see how your emotions, actions, and energy ripple into the world. It can feel overwhelming, but awareness brings power. True power is not control over others, but mastery over yourself. Awakening also intensifies sensitivity. Emotions, energies, and subtleties become more vivid. Crowds or chaos may feel overwhelming at first. Yet, with grounding and discernment, sensitivity becomes a gift. You navigate life with empathy and authenticity, recognizing what aligns with your higher self and what does not. You witness impermanence. Relationships, comforts, and routines may dissolve, making space for authenticity. Awakening challenges identity. Old labels and roles may feel limiting. You ask, who am I beyond my job, my past, or expectations? This stripping away uncovers your authentic self, defined by presence, awareness, and alignment with truth. Paradox becomes your teacher. Conflicting feelings or desires coexist. Accepting ambiguity fosters depth, resilience, and wisdom, teaching you patience and self-compassion in ways nothing else can. Discernment sharpens. You notice authenticity, truth, and intention in people and situations. This clarity can be isolating, drawing you to relationships that truly resonate with your values. Boundaries and self-care become essential. Your energy is precious. Saying no is an act of love and protection. Presence becomes your foundation, allowing conscious action, authentic connection, and inner peace. Awakening reshapes purpose. Life no longer feels random. Challenges teach, pain catalyzes growth, and relationships mirror your inner state. Awakening is not reaching a destination. It is embodying awareness in every moment. Courage is required, facing fears, embracing uncertainty, and moving forward despite discomfort. Those who commit discover clarity, depth, and quiet power, a strength that radiates beyond themselves and touches everyone around them. Ask yourself, which truths resonate with your journey? Where have you felt shadow or clarity? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may guide someone else. If this video gave you insight, hit like and subscribe to explore more philosophy, spiritual awakening, and self-discovery. Keep learning, evolving, and walking the path of awareness.